But very, very excited to be with you tonight. This is the first of 3 webinars. Our first webinar is the Youngevity product training, where we'll talk about the healthy start. Then next hour, so at quarter after the hour, 1 hour from now, we will do the business opportunity. And then the next hour is business training. Okay, so 3 jam-packed hours. The format for tonight is we will do a 30-minute presentation. So we'll go till quarter to the hour, and then we'll have some time to answer any questions. I noticed as I look through the names on here, there's lots of very, very knowledgeable and capable people on the webinar with us tonight. So if you have questions as we go along, that's what that little chat line is for. Go ahead and chat your questions in, and people will help you along the way. I'm not very good at chatting and doing the presentation, so I won't be able to answer questions most likely till we get to the end of the presentation, which will be in about 30 minutes from now. As far as introduction, let me introduce myself. My name is Todd Smith. I have been with this company and Dr. Wallach now for over 15 years. I'm as excited today as I was when I joined over 15 years ago, and the results we're seeing today are just as good, actually better than what we saw 15 years ago. Dr. Wallach's message still rings true with everybody. It still changes people's lives, and his formulas do absolute wonders for people's health. So with that as an introduction, I want to tell you how I first came across it. I was in my first year of graduate school when my wife and I had triplets, and they needed some extra care and support. I ended up having to quit my job in order to stay in school, so I had to find another way to support the family. I went up to Idaho. My parents still live up there. And I asked my dad for some advice, and I showed him kind of my ideas. Afterwards, he says, "Todd, I have no idea about any of those. I have never done any of those." But he said, "Let me show you something your mom and I recently found." And he mixed up a drink, had me drink it. I smelled it first. I said, "What is it?" He said, "Some old stuff that comes out of Utah." But he said, "Let me tell you," he said, "your mom and I started drinking this. Your mom first because of heel spurs. And she had such great results with more energy and feeling better that I started sneaking some myself." And he said, as a result of this, he said, "My injury in my shoulder is gone. Your mom's heel spur's gone. More energy, sleep better. You know, the list goes on and on." He says, "We're just customers." But he said, "You ought to go talk to the people we buy it from, see if there's any way that you can participate in this." Because he said, if you can build a business around these products, he says, "Your mom and I have tried everything else that's out there, and nothing works like these do. If you can get linked up with these products," he says, "you can't fail. These things are amazing." So that was my introduction in October of 1996, and I've been sharing these products and this message with people ever since. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about the Youngevity products, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of an intro to Dr. Wallach and the background and the premise behind them, and then I'm going to walk you through the 4 categories of disease, basically to tell you what products you need based on what health concerns you might have. Our founder, Dr. Joel Wallach, is both a veterinarian as well as a physician. He's been published over 75 times in scientific and medical journals. He's defeated the FDA 7 times in court, and Youngevity is the only nutritional company to receive FDA-authorized health claims. Youngevity was founded to improve both the physical and financial health of people throughout the world. People need what we have, and they aren't finding it anywhere else. Dr. Wallach was the lead scientist in a 13-year government study on the health of animals and people. In the course of that study, he performed over 20,000 autopsies, 17,500 on over 450 different species of animals, and 3,000 humans for comparison. All that research was compiled then into that textbook you see on the screen there, Diseases of Exotic Animals. That textbook has been used for decades by every veterinary school in the nation and is now given a prestigious spot in the United States Smithsonian. The research that came out of that study and then was put into that textbook was implemented then by the agricultural world. And by putting these nutritional supplements, these essential nutrients as it were, into the animal's feed, they doubled the lifespans of animals and eliminated over 900 diseases in that animal world that still plague people. Now, these same strategies, Dr. Wallach tells us, work in animals will work like a charm in people as well. And so for the past 30 plus years, Dr. Wallach has been treating his human patients as animals, giving them the animal formulas and seeing the same exact results. We have his background as a veterinarian. We also have his background as a naturopathic doctor, which is very different than an MD. Okay, the medical community works on a treatment-based system. In other words, they treat the symptoms of the problem. They don't cure or reverse the disease, but they treat the symptoms. They wait until you're sick and then try to treat the symptoms. The veterinarian naturopathic approach is prevention, and that's what Dr. Wallach shares with us. The formula is based on this premise that all vertebrates need 90 essential nutrients. What are these nutrients? Well, they're considered essential because of two things. One, our bodies cannot produce them, and secondly, if we don't consume them, we're going to get sick. Okay, so body can't make them, we got to eat them, and if we don't, we're going to get sick. And what are they? Well, there's 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 to 3 fatty acids. And as Dr. Wallach tells us, it's not about the marketing, it's not about the packaging, it's all about the results. The idea is if you give your body these raw materials, these essential nutrients, the body will do amazing things. Our most popular package is the Healthy Start Pack. This gives you all 90 essential nutrients plus 115 fruits and vegetables as well as other extra nutrients. This is the Ferrari of health, if you will. Okay, it has everything in it. The second package that we sell a lot of is the Classic Basic 90. This would be the budget version of the Healthy Start Pack. It's like the Cadillac of health. Both of them fantastic vehicles, the Ferrari and the Cadillac. One's just a little more high performance. But both of these will get you all 90 essential nutrients. It's just the extra stuff that you get in the Healthy Start Pack. Not only are the products fantastic, but they have incredible value. You can see right there, you'd have to take a lot of liquids, pills, and powders to equal what we get in one bottle of Youngevity's product. And so not only are they great and work, but they're great value as well. Dr. Wallach has also been really creative in putting nutrition into products that we consume every day, things like chocolate. Okay, I have 7 daughters, and you can imagine chocolate's pretty popular around my place. Well, I am more than happy to let them have as much as they want because that little pad of chocolate has the antioxidant value of 23 bowls of vegetables. So that's a very popular one around my house. Also the weight management program. Okay, this is a way to lose the weight in a healthy fashion by satisfying the body's essential needs and keep that weight off. And so that's a great program, very, very popular. Also, energy drinks. What if you could have a healthy energy drink? They're very popular, lots of people grabbing them, but usually you get a spike and then a crash. Well, with these you don't. In fact, the Rebound product that's featured there in the picture, that Rebound is designed to replace the nutrients that our bodies use up and sweat out when we exercise or have physical labor. It's not just a Gatorade or a Powerade with 2 nutrients in it. This has over 100 nutrients to replace what the body uses up and sweats out during exercise. How about coffee? Coffee is the second most consumed beverage in the world, second only to water. And what if you could put the nutrition in the coffee? That's a pretty novel idea, isn't it? So what Dr. Wallach has done is he's found ways to put the vitamins and the minerals and the antioxidants and the weight loss and the immune boosters all in your cup of coffee. So the JavaFit line of coffee has been very, very popular. These are just to give you some examples, because what really happens is we have over 500 products in our product line, and people have to understand that the 90 for life is the core to our entire line. That's why at the flower we show that as the center of the flower, and the other products that make up the petals, if you will, to the flower. What do we mean by that is everybody needs to start with the 90 essential nutrients. That's why we call it 90 for life, okay? You need 90 in order to have a healthy life. You need 90 for your entire life. These are essential nutrients the body can't make, and if we don't get them, we're going to get sick, so we have to consume them. So whenever anybody asks, where should I start? I always say start with the 90 for life. Start with the Healthy Start Pack. And then we have other products that you can add to it. When people notice the difference of what 90 essential nutrients does for them, then they say, man, I got to see what else Dr. Wallach has done, and they try the chocolate or the energy drinks or so forth, okay? But we want everybody to start at the core. We want everybody to get at least their essentials. Now, there's a number of other products on this product line that you can see on the petals there that are there for special needs. In other words, not only do we prevent disease, but if you have a health concern if we give the body the essential nutrients, and especially give them a reinforcement of those nutrients that wind up deficient in certain categories of disease, then we can reverse diseases as well. Now, obviously, we can't claim that, but what we want to do is support the body's ability to promote and maintain a healthy state in those categories. And so we're going to talk about 4 main categories of disease, and I'm going to explain how we have the Sweeties product to help support healthy blood sugar levels. We have the enzymes to help support digestion. We have glucogel to help support healthy bones and joints, okay? And we'll talk more about that. But they all start with the 90 for Life, or the Healthy Start Pack, and then we add to it what Dr. Wallach calls the secret sauce for that category of disease. One of the things that comes up commonly with Youngevity is people saying, well, how do I know what products I need to take based on my health concerns? How do I reverse the health concerns? Well, again, we don't claim to reverse the health concerns. What we claim is to give the body the nutrients to help support and promote healthy functions in those areas. But that CD you see on the screen and that 90 Essential Nutrients brochure, those 2 tools are probably my most used tools next to Dr. Wallach's CD, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, because it's a perfect follow-up. After they listen to Dead Doctors Don't Lie or go to his live lecture, I want them to listen to that CD and I want them to look through that brochure, because they will guide them to know what products they need if they have a health issue. And so we're not doctors, and so what we do is we leverage the knowledge of Dr. Wallach. And with that brochure and that CD, you can answer 80% of the health questions that come up. 80% of the people who come to you and say, hey, I've got to know what to do with this, we can categorize them into one of these 4 categories, and we know which products they need for those categories, okay? Again, that's in the brochure as well as the CD, but we're going to go through now those 4 categories. Category number 1, blood sugar imbalances, okay? There's lots of health concerns that fall into this category, because having imbalanced blood sugar can then be a cause or a link to a whole bunch of other things. For example, attention deficit or hyperactivity, ADD, ADHD, adrenal failure, anxiety, bedwetting, bipolar disorder, cardiovascular disease, depression, diabetes, dizziness, excessive thirst, sweating or urination, elevated cholesterol and triglycerides, fainting spells, fatigue, hyperactivity, hypoglycemia, infertility, learning disabilities, memory loss, migraine headaches, moodiness, narcolepsy, night sweats, obesity, and peripheral neuropathy, just to name a few of the health concerns that Dr. Wallach has put into this first category titled blood sugar imbalances. See, what we need to understand is that there are literally hundreds of different chemical processes that have to happen at the right time and in the right fashion in order for the body to balance blood sugar. In order for these processes to happen, we also have to have ample amounts of 23 different cofactor nutrients. These are the nutrients the body uses in order to make those chemical things happen. Okay? Things like chromium, vanadium, and other vitamins and minerals. So what we have to understand is if we are struggling with a blood sugar disorder, okay, and all those things we talked about are related to it, then in order to support and promote healthy blood sugar levels, Dr. Wallach recommends the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack. Now, let me explain what this package is. It starts with the Healthy Start Pack, okay? Then we add to it a product called Sweet Ease. Now, Dr. Wallach in his lectures will call this the secret sauce for blood sugar. Why does he not just do the Sweet Ease? The reason is the Sweet Ease is in addition to your 90 essential nutrients. You still need your 90 for life, okay? So every package will start with that Healthy Start Pack, and then we add the secret sauce for the health concern. So in this case, those 3 products in the Healthy Start Pack plus the Sweeties make up the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack. And you can order every one of these bottles separately, but if you buy them as a package, there's a savings, okay? So it's a way to save some money. Okay, category number 2, calcium deficiencies. Again, lots of disorders fall into this category. Things like ankylosing spondylitis, arthritis, back pain, Bell's palsy, bone spurs, bone fractures, brittle nails, calcium deposits, cartilage and ligament damage, cognitive impairment, depression, Dowager's hump, elevated blood calcium, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, hyperparathyroidism, insomnia, irritability, joint pain, kidney stones, muscle cramps, spasms and twitches, nervousness, osteofibrosis, osteoporosis, panic attacks, PMS, prolonged clotting time, receding gums, restless leg syndrome, retarded growth, sciatica, tetany, tinnitus, tooth decay, trigeminal neuralgia, and vertigo, just to name a few, right? Okay, all of these fall into this category of what we call calcium deficiencies. Now, I'm sure you're recognizing it's not just calcium. It's calcium plus all the cofactors that are necessary, 1, to absorb it, 2, to use it, and 3, that support the connecting tissues. For example, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, all of those. It's not just your bones, okay? It's everything related to your entire joint. It includes the bones, cartilage, ligament, muscles, and other tissue degeneration, inflammation. There's over 60 nutrients needed just for your bones. Things like magnesium, vitamin D, chondroitin, glucosamine, strontium. These are just some examples of nutrients that you have to have just for the bones. Not to mention the cartilage, ligament, connective tissue, tendons, all the other things that also have nutritional requirements. For that reason, Dr. Wallach recommends, in order to help support and promote healthy bones, joints, and connective tissues, Dr. Wallach recommends the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. Now, let me break down what this package is again. Again, we start with the 90 for Life, the Healthy Start Pack, and he's added to it a product called Glucogel. Okay, now Glucogel is the cofactors necessary to rebuild cartilage, ligaments, and bone endings and tendons, okay, and connective tissue. So that's that Glucogel capsules and a product called CM Cream, which my kids affectionately call the Magic Cream. But basically, this cream is an anti-inflammatory, pain-relieving cream. You rub on, and literally in 8 to 10 minutes, pain, stiffness, inflammation goes away. You increase your range of motion, you increase your ability to use that joint, a decrease of pain, inflammation, stiffness, all of that, okay? Now, it's all natural. There's no chemicals in this cream. It's an all-natural. It's actually extracted from fish oils. And we have a double-blind, randomized, placebo study tested on this particular cream at the University of Connecticut with 100% success, no side effects, written up fully in the Journal of Rheumatology, okay? Why do I tell you all that? Because I want you to know that there's science behind this. This stuff can be trusted. If you need help supporting bones, joints, connective tissue, or any of the things we talked about earlier for this category, then Dr. Wallach recommends this package. Again, Healthy Start Pack, Glucogel, CM Cream. You can buy them individually, but if you buy them as a package, you're going to save some money. Okay, category number 3, digestive disorders. Now, this is a big one, and why I say it's a big one is because this could be the underlying cause for having a deficiency in one of the other categories. Meaning, if your body isn't breaking down food and absorbing it, then you are going to be deficient. So if you're not able to break down and absorb calcium, you're going to wind up with calcium deficiencies as well as digestive disorders. I hope that makes sense. But there are some illnesses that are directly linked or tied to digestive disorders, things like acid reflux, allergies, athlete's foot, belching, bloating, bowel gas, celiac disease, constipation, Crohn's disease, dermatitis, diarrhea, diverticulitis, food sensitivities, heartburn, hiatal hernia, indigestion, irritable bowel, jock itch, leaky gut, seasonal allergies, stomach and intestinal pain, thrush, ulcerative colitis, and yeast infections. These are conditions that are directly related to digestive disorders. But we need to understand that we aren't just what we eat. Instead, we are what we absorb. What I mean by that is if you're not absorbing the nutrients from your food or your supplements, then you're going to be deficient and you're going to wind up with one of these or more, multiples of these deficiencies. In fact, if somebody finds themselves in more than one category of disease, it's almost a given they've got digestive disorders, okay? So you need to pay attention to this. Stomach acid is required to break down food in order to absorb in the intestines. If your stomach acid or your enzyme count is weak, then the bacteria is going to survive. It's going to thrive in the stomach. It's going to inflame the intestines. You're going to have undigested food then passing through these damaged or swelled up villi, okay, in your intestinal wall. These villi become damaged. It's a condition called leaky gut. And as those undigested foods and proteins wind up then in your bloodstream, you develop allergies and sensitivities, for example, lactose and gluten intolerances, okay? So digestion is important. In fact, it's the core to feeding your body. And you need to understand that you've got to absorb your nutrients. So if a person has any of those conditions we talked about, or they're not absorbing nutrients, then what Dr. Wallach recommends is the Healthy Digestion Pack to help support and promote healthy digestion. What is this package? Again, it's the 90 for Life Healthy Start Pack. We add to it extra enzymes, okay, which is not just enzymes, but bile, enzymes. It has hydrochloric acid, everything that's necessary in there to make sure your stomach has the proper acidity and the proper pH and the right amount of enzymes, and that the bile is secreted. All of this happens, okay, through that product. And there's a product called Flora FX to give your body the probiotics. Take those right before you go to bed. So the enzymes take 10 minutes before you eat. Probiotics you take right before you go to bed. And the idea is the probiotics are going to push out the bad bacteria and the bad flora. They're going to promulgate and motivate and stimulate the production of the good bacteria in the colon. The enzymes are going to eliminate the bacteria in the stomach, maintain an acidic environment, and help with digestion. Okay, so that's what this package is. You can buy each bottle separate. Again, buy them as a package. Save yourself some money. Okay, category number 4. The EFA and cholesterol deficiencies. Again, there are lots of concerns that fall into this category. Things like acne, ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, Alzheimer's, asthma, blood clots, deep vein thrombosis, brittle hair, cardiovascular disease, cracked heels, cravings for fried foods, dementia, dermatitis, extended menopause, eczema, fibromyalgia, gallstones, growth retardation, infertility, low libido, erectile dysfunction, low sperm count, miscarriage, multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, PMS, psoriasis, kidney dysfunction, split cuticles and heels. All of these are EFA and cholesterol deficiency diseases. See, what we have to understand is that every cell in our body requires these fatty acids and cholesterol in order to survive. The membrane of every cell is made up of EFAs, or essential fatty acid. And every one of our nerves, our brain, everything are dependent upon adequate amounts of cholesterol. That's what the myelin or insulation layer on every one of our nerves in our body is made up of. It's made up of fats and cholesterol. So in order to support the body to have a healthy nervous system, healthy brain, healthy heart, healthy skin, all of our soft tissues, it's important that we get adequate amounts of essential fatty acids and the cofactors, including cholesterol, selenium, and antioxidants. And if we don't get enough, those particular tissues are going to break down and malfunction. So what does Dr. Wallach recommend? Well, to help support and promote healthy brain and cardiovascular function, as well as healthy skin, Dr. Wallach recommends the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. What's in the package? Well, again, we start with the Healthy Start Pack. We add to it extra of the essential fats, and then we add to it a bottle of selenium, okay? And these together are what support the body's ability to maintain and support those nerves, the insulin myelin layer around them, the brain, the heart, the cardiovascular system as a whole, and your skin. All of those require those cofactor nutrients, okay? Now, what if your health concern falls outside of these 4 categories? What if we haven't talked about your issue yet? Well, we have a solution for that. As you noticed, every category requires the 90 for Life. So what Dr. Wallach says is start with the 90 for Life right now. Start with your Healthy Start Pack, and then get on the phone with either an upline, somebody who can get you on a 3-way call with somebody who has experience, or you can call Dr. Wallach. Now, this is becoming more and more difficult because of his popularity, but he makes himself available for 2 hours Monday through Friday. You can see the times from 2 to 3 p.m. Central and from 3 to 4 p.m. Central. These are his radio programs, and he answers health questions on the air. And there are the phone numbers there, and you can call and ask him any question. But again, you can ask questions on a media source like this. You can chat them into the chat line. We're going to be opening up for questions here in just a few minutes. Hopefully some of you have been getting your questions answered as we go along. And also, every one of us has an upline that can get us answers to the questions that we have. Some healthful do's and don'ts. Dr. Wallach says we need to consume natural whole foods, green leafy vegetables, high antioxidant auric foods, high protein meals and snacks, and drink plenty of water. We need to avoid margarine. We need to cook with butter instead. Avoid carbonated drinks at meal times. Avoid fried foods and vegetable oils. Avoid processed meats because of the nitrates and the nitrites. Avoid processed sugars, pesticides, and pollution. We increase our success with the products if we take our products with our food, okay? If we take our supplements with our meals, the nutrients are better absorbed when the food is present. That's when we have more stomach acid, more enzyme production. Also, you need to make sure you're taking adequate amounts of the product, okay? As in the agricultural industry, Dr. Wallach's formulas are dosed according to body weights. The larger the animal, the greater the nutritional requirement. And also, you need to make sure you're absorbing. If you are not seeing the results that you're expecting, you either aren't taking the right amount of product or you're not absorbing. And that's what puts us back into that healthy digestion category. If you're not seeing the results you're after and you're taking the right amount of product, you need to add the enzymes and the flora to your protocol to make sure that your body is absorbing. Because again, if you don't have the stomach acid and the enzymes, you're not going to be able to absorb the nutrients that you need. Okay? Okay. Before we close here, I also wanted to mention that this company is a fantastic business opportunity. I told you my story at the beginning. I did not join because I had health concerns. I joined because I had a deficiency of vitamin M. And you're all laughing right now because vitamin M is not really a vitamin. It stands for money. I just had triplets. I was in school. I had to quit my job because the triplets came premature and I had to help out. And so I had to find another way to support the family. When my parents told me how fantastic the products were for them, I got started in this. But it wasn't until I heard that CD that you see on the screen that a light went on for me. Because originally at 26 years old with no health concerns, I thought to myself, hey, who's going to listen to me? Who's going to expect me to give them information that's going to help them with their health? Well, nobody. I've never been through it. I don't know anything about it. I have no training. But when I heard that CD, I became convinced I needed supplements. And that's when a light went on. I said, man, if this CD could convince me, who's flat broke, 26 years old, no health concerns, that I'm going to spend money I don't have on vitamins and minerals, well, then there's got to be people out there with more health concerns, with more money, that I could share this CD with and build a business. And that's what I have done. That lecture, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, is the most powerful sales tool that's ever been created. And so what makes this business opportunity unique is first our 90 for Life program. Nobody has the 90 for Life story. Nobody has the veterinary background that says, look, we've eliminated all these diseases, 900 diseases in animals. We've doubled their lifespans. Let's do it for people. I've never heard that anywhere else but with Dr. Wallach and the 90 for Life program and the essential nutrients. So our focus on results and essential nutrients makes us very, very unique, and that's why we see the results from people, the changing of their health that we do. The fact that we have Dead Doctors Don't Lie really sets us apart. We have the most powerful health lecture that's ever been given. We just get people to listen to Dr. Wallach, and then that creates the demand for the product. So it makes it very easy to share. And then that third thing, unique residual income. What I mean by that is that when people experience the difference of 90 essential nutrients, they never want to go off. They never want to go without. Once somebody's experienced that change, they say, man, I understand. I want these 90 nutrients every single day for myself and my family. And that is exactly what happens. 90 for Life is a very unique message. And it is one that has incredible results, and people stick with it. And that's the thing that excited me. I have people I talked to clear back in 1996 that I shared Dr. Wallach back then a cassette tape with, and they listened to it, they liked it, they got on the products, and they've been purchasing and consuming those products every single day, every month since 1996. So folks, as far as a business, we're going to talk more about this in the next webinar. I'll use this kind of as a plug. Join us at 1/4 this next hour, when I'm going to show you the aspects or details of the business opportunity, okay? But I just want to take just a second and do that there so that you would understand what we have. I want you to understand that our company is all about the message. It's all about the information. Dead Doctors Don't Lie is nothing more than a health lecture to spark us and get us to open our minds and be willing to listen and accept the alternative, and that possibly there's some more things out there that can help us. Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg. We have books, we have brochures, we have CDs, we have other DVDs, we have all sorts of information that if you dig into this, if you go to, in fact, I'm going to type this in, if you go to a website, www.health.To, www.yteamtools.com. And the letter Y for Youngevity, teamtools.com. And there you can get all these things you see on the screen and more. And this is a great place to send your people so that they can get the CD that tells them about how to improve their eyesight. They can get the CD that tells them how to change their life in case of cancer. They can learn about selenium. They can learn about what happened to our medical community and why we are where we are. They can get the CDs to know what products they need to take. And the list goes on and on and on, okay? So please, understand we are constantly learning. We're constantly improving our knowledge and understanding of what makes us healthy. And thankfully, Dr. Wallach and the other members of the Scientific Advisory Board are always providing us with new and updated information to help us with that. Now, folks, that's the presentation I have for you tonight. I thank you very much for being on, but we have about 15 minutes here to answer any questions. Again, I want to say thanks to all those who have been answering questions as we've gone along. I'm not very talented to do the presentation and read the chat, so I'm behind here, and I don't have time to go back and read all of the chat. So if there are any questions that have not yet been answered or need more clarification, please type them in now, and I will do my very best to help you with those. Okay, Laretha Ward, for clogged arteries, the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack is what Dr. Wallach will recommend to support and promote healthy circulation and cardiovascular function. In addition to that, he has a product that he calls the Roto-Rooter pill of the cardiovascular system, and that's called Ultimate Daily. So if we need to clean those arteries and veins out, if we need to dilate them and clean off some of the plaque and buildup, then in addition to the Healthy Brain and Heart, Dr. Wallach would add to that, as another secret sauce, the product called Ultimate Daily. Teresa asking about tea tree oil. Absolutely. Tea tree oil is fantastic for helping with skin blemishes, acne, any of those types of things. It's a natural antiseptic and does a fantastic job of it. Robin's asking about autism. Okay, for autism, Dr. Wallach recommends the same products that he talks about in the CD called God's Recipe, a natural alternative to Ritalin. The treatment for hyperactivity, attention deficit, Dr. Wallach uses that same treatment program for autism. So what is it? It's the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, and then also he adds the secret sauce from the digestion pack, because usually these individuals also have digestive issues. So we're going to start with the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack. We're going to add to it the enzymes and the flora. Marnie, yes, this presentation has, this PowerPoint is downloadable through the ygresources.com, and so you can download this PowerPoint. Also, there's a recording of the webinar as we've done tonight. There's a recording available there as well, ygresourcecenter.com. Ringing in the ear or tinnitus, okay? This is basically osteoporosis of the brain of the skull, and it's pinching on that auditory nerve. What Dr. Wallach recommends for that is that we give the body all the nutrients necessary to support and promote healthy bone, connective tissue, joints, all that, which is the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. Okay, so Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, taken according to body weight, and that will help with that. There's a question about HCH. I'm not sure what HCH, perhaps you're asking about the HGH. HGH precursor product that we have is a blend of amino acids that stimulate the production of human growth hormone by the pituitary gland. And so it's a great product. I take it every morning and every night. It's called HGH precursors. Yeah, the thing about that ringing in the ear also is you can take that CM cream and with a Q-tip Just put that down in the ear canal, rub it around the outside of the ear. You'll get some almost instant relief from the ringing just with that cream, but it's going to go away. It's just temporary. Lets you know that there's swelling because as we get osteoporosis, the bones actually swell, and as they swell in that canal, if you've got the this canal that the nerves are passing through, and those bones swell, they pinch down on those nerves, and they cause that ringing. They can cause vertigo. All of that can cause hearing loss. Okay. See, I'm going to have to turn my auto scroll off. I can't keep up with everything coming through right now. Eczema and dry, itchy skin. Okay, that falls into that category of the EFA and cholesterol deficiencies. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to avoid all the bad stuff. Usually there's too much vegetable oil, margarines, fried foods being consumed. Carbonated beverages will limit your absorption of oils, and possibly there's problems with the gallbladder. Okay, so what Dr. Wallach will recommend is we gotta clean up the digestive system, so that falls into the healthy digestive pack as well as the EFA and cholesterol deficiencies. So what Dr. Wallach will recommend is 1, clean up the diet. 2, take the healthy brain and heart pack, okay, which is the EFA and cholesterol deficiency package. So healthy brain and heart pack, and add to that the EFA and the flora, okay, and then that should clean right up. For a broken rib, you're going to want the healthy bone and joint pack. Alopecia and asthma, again, that falls into that EFA and cholesterol deficiency, where Dr. Wallach recommends the healthy brain and heart pack. Teresa, if your kids don't like the taste of the OsteoFX, you can disguise it in juice, or we do have another liquid calcium called Cal-Toddy. I'll type that in so you can do that. But Cal-Toddy has a different taste. There we go. So Cal-Toddy is an option to the OsteoFX. Great comments, everybody. Let's see if I can catch up here. Carla, with regards to how long the Healthy Start Pack will last, it will last someone who's 100 to 150 pounds, it'll last them a month. It's geared right around that 100 pounds of body weight. If someone's over 200 pounds, they're going to need 2 packs a month. So it's really designed to fit for a month's supply for the average person. Annette, yes, the Cal-Toddy is a good alternative to the OsteoFX, especially if the taste is bothering you. Surely, emphysema, that also falls into that same category as asthma. It's an EFA and cholesterol deficiency, and can then also be a digestive disorder. So you got to kind of look at those. Make sure that you're getting enough of the fats and the selenium. So that's that healthy brain and heart pack, okay? But then also you might look at digestion, because generally when people have that type of a reaction, it's an inflammatory reaction in the lungs, and it's a result of something that's inflaming the body, and oftentimes it could be linked to a food allergy. So look at that healthy digestion pack with the enzymes and the flora as well. Priscilla, what would I recommend for a calcium supplement table? Not sure I follow, Priscilla. I'm sorry. I do like the Cal-Toddy or the OsteoFX for a calcium supplement. Oh, maybe you were going to say tablet. That's not table, tablet. There's a couple of them. There's one called the Bone Builder. That one's a pretty good formula. Also the BioCalcium. If you're going to take it in a calcium or a tablet, those two are the ones I'd recommend. you're going to need to take a lot of them though to equal what you can get in the liquids. The liquids are a lot more potent. Carpal tunnel and tinnitus in the hands and wrists. Okay, carpal tunnel is actually an arsenic deficiency. That's probably going to be surprising to some of you, but arsenic is an essential nutrient. Now, you don't want it from rocks. You don't want metallic arsenic. That'll kill you. Okay, but plant-derived arsenic, which is what is in our plant-derived minerals and in the Healthy Start Pack, is what will allow the body to reverse and prevent carpal tunnel. And so for carpal tunnel and tinnitus, you're going to fall right into that category of the healthy bone and joint pack. You need the nutrients to support and promote the healthy function and use of your joints. And tendons, ligaments, connective tissue, cartilage, they all fall into that. Great comments from everybody. Okay, question about skin pigmentation and no pigmentation in the skin. This vitiligo is what that's called. This is a deficiency of the cofactors the body uses to make pigment, okay, one of them being copper. And so what Dr. Wallach will recommend this is that will fall into that category of the healthy brain and heart pack. It's the EFA and cholesterol deficiency, but also that package that has the extra selenium in it. Selenium and copper are what the body uses to repigment, okay? So that's the package. It'd be the healthy brain and heart pack. Question here about the difference between organic minerals versus inorganic. Okay, you know, there's different definitions to this. One of the definitions of organic is that it came from a plant. Okay, but in the marketplace today, they're using certified organic and inorganic to say whether or not it had pesticides were used at any time on the ingredients. Now, our plant-derived minerals are both organic by the old definition of being plant-derived, and they're organically certified. Okay, so they, one, have never been exposed to the pesticides, and two, they are 100% plant-derived. But the key and the important part of that is that metallic minerals are, as we get from rocks, okay, that kind of material, those can be very, very toxic. They're larger in particle size. Generally, they have a different charge. They're not water soluble, and the body does not absorb them very well. The absorption isn't very well, and the body will store them if it can't break them down. And so those are what we would call inorganic minerals, and the body doesn't know what to do with them, and that's where you get toxicity issues, okay? The plant-derived minerals that Dr. Wallach uses in his formulas are 100% plant-derived. They go down through a 0.05 micron filter, which takes all of the metallic mineral or inorganic mineral out of the product. So all we have is pure water and pure liquid plant-derived minerals. And so it's very, very important from a supplement standpoint that you understand we get up to 98% absorption with plant minerals. In competing with metallic minerals, you're looking at 8 to 10%, and we have no toxicity issues. Whereas with metallic minerals, you got a lot of toxicity issues. Okay, so there's basically some real important things to understand between the trace plant-derived minerals that Dr. Wallach uses and the others you might find in the marketplace. Parkinson's also falls into that category. There's two kinds of Parkinson's that Dr. Wallach addresses. One of them is actually truly Korsakoff syndrome, and this one is actually, again, osteoporosis of the skull, but the symptoms look just like Parkinson's, and it's often misdiagnosed. The other true Parkinson's is a neural breakdown in the brain and in the nerves and the demyelinization. Okay, so these two Dr. Wallach treats by combining those two packages. One, you got to treat the osteoporosis, so that's the healthy bone and joint pack. Then he takes the special sauce from the brain and heart pack and adds it to it. So you've got the healthy bone and joint pack plus an extra bottle of EFA and an extra bottle of selenium. And that's what Dr. Wallach will do for Parkinson's. Okay, for detoxing children, definitely want them on the 90 for life and dose up on the selenium. For fatigue, take more nutrients. Okay, the B vitamins are amazing. You can use the rebound. You can use the pollen burst. You can use the body trim. Any of those as a pick-me-up during the day. Folks, we are out of time. I want to thank everybody for being on. It's been a great webinar. You've been a great audience. And please join us in 15 minutes for the business opportunity. You got 15 minutes to talk with your friends and neighbors and get them on to the business opportunity webinar and then the business training the next hour. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.